Hey witches, it is Jess Spellbound here. I hope you guys are having an awesome Wednesday. I really need to get better with getting these up in the morning and not so late in the day. So I am sorry. Settling into Corona life has been interesting and I hope you all are doing well. So this week's topic is doing workings for others. And this is going to be a really cool week, I think, to watch amongst other weeks because this is like personal as far as everybody's going to have their own opinion of what's right for them and what's wrong for them. So what is right for me and not for everybody, there are plenty of people who offer to do workings for you. And I think there is something to be utilized in that. If you don't know how to project your energy out strong enough to where you feel comfortable doing a working yourself, then, to each their own. For me, a working should not be done by anybody else. What I will do is if somebody asks for a working to be done, I try to just gather supplies, gather the information for them, and give them the kit, give them the tools that they need to do what they want to do. So unless it's somebody in my very close circle, like my best friend, I will do workings for her all the time. Her and I have, we have very similar energy. We're connected. She's been my best friend for a long time. I've known her my whole life. So for her, I'll do workings. For people in my close circle, I will do workings for. But if I do not know you, if you're just like, oh, I see you're here, can I go, do you do love spells? Do you do divorce spells? Do you do prosperity spells? And what I'll do then is just guide them in the direction that they need. I am not one for messing with somebody else's energy that I do not know. And if it's something that you want, if it's something that you want accomplished, I think it is best if it has your energy signature to it and not mine. So if I can't tap into your energy, because I really don't like doing that. This is going to sound funky, I think, but I have a very fine line of what I will take in and versus what, there has to be boundaries. And for me, doing workings for other people is crossing those boundaries for me. It is taking on too much of somebody else's energy and then having to work with not only my own energy, but then someone else's. And I really don't like doing that. So for me, it is always a teaching moment of, okay, if you want prosperity, X, Y, and Z. Speak from your heart. There's no... listen, I have books and books and books and books and books and books, right? I'm sure a lot of us are in that boat. I just got one in the mail today. Okay? They're everywhere. But I like to switch. I won't take exactly what is in a book. I will always tailor it to myself, to my personal preference of how I speak. I don't speak Old English, so I don't like saying thou and shout and will not, come hither. I don't know. I don't speak like that. That doesn't resonate with me. So I always try to make sure that my spells resonate with who I am and how I speak, because it makes an impact. I do have some spell workings that I will do that are in Latin, because I feel like that the cadence of the words add leverage to what I'm working. So freezer spells I will always do in Latin because I like like I said, I like the cadence. Okay, I'm getting off topic here. So workings for other people, I will do positive ones. I've done a safe travel one for somebody. I have done
Ellie's crying because she kept on kicking me and I pushed her foot away, gently.
Bring her a goldfish.
Where's the goldfish?
Or bring her a bag of chips. Bring her a peace offering.
He's just gonna go to my side of the bedroom.
Sorry. Motherly duties. So I I have done things for other people. I have tried to send healing energy, which I think is something different than spell work and, that kind of thing. And I also am not, and this is not, I'm not trying to say I'm right, somebody else is wrong. Let me just make that very, very clear. I'm saying for me, I don't want to do it. Now, I do think with there has to be an exchange of something. So whether it's money or a trade of some kind, fine. But I am not looking, and I don't think a lot of us are. I think there's very, very few people who peddle this for money, who peddle their spirituality. I don't want to be one of those people. If somebody is in a genuine hard spot and doesn't know how to get through it, I am all about helping. I am all about guiding and showing, but I'm not about to do work for somebody else. Because I think that doing your own spells, I think that doing your own workings gives you a sense of empowerment where maybe you feel like you've lost control. That's what I love about doing tarot readings. Tarot readings for me are completely different than spell work. I will read for people all the time for tarot because I think that tarot is a guide. I think using the tarot as a guide from point A to point B, whether it's for healing, and that's the majority of the readings that I do are for some type of spiritual healing, for some type of pain and grief. And that's where I really love doing work for other people because I really like helping people kind of cut through the layers of what they're going through. But I'm not a huge person of doing money spells or love spells. I believe there's a lot of things that just you shouldn't really mess with. And I think that there's a lot of things that people really need to take ownership of and realize and do. Instead of expecting some cosmic force to come down and do it for you, because that's not reality. Reality is help comes to those who help themselves. I think that might have even been in the Bible. I don't know. Something like that. But I believe that. I believe that help will be given to those who try to help themselves. So like I said, I am all about showing, guiding. You want to know a spell? I'll tell you a spell. But I'm also going to tell you how to reword it for you, for your situation. I'm going to give you a list of herbs and tell you to pick one. When I do coursework, when I do classes, it is about having your own, again, I'm going to use this term because I love it. I think it's perfect. Your own energy signature to things. So if we're in a group and we're making sachets, I know it said sachets. I just feel like that's a walk and not a bag. I'm talking about the bag. And we're making them. I want you to use your instinct of what feels right to you, because your instincts 9 times out of 10 are correct. And if you're not at a point where you trust those instincts yet, that's okay. That's why I will give you unlimited amount of options. And I'm not like, oh, here, thrown into the spice aisle saying, okay, well, is it going to be garlic or bay or rosemary or bay or whatever, so out of the list, you can't really go wrong, but you're going to find what suits you, not what suits me. So I guess this kind of goes hand in hand with last week's, because this is how I feel, student and the teacher, is finding those opportunities of showing people that, number one, witchcraft isn't scary. Witchcraft is not, it can be scary, I guess, depending on what you're doing. Spirit work and mediumship is often a little bit unsettling, I think, sometimes for people who don't do it often. But it's kind of lifting the veil for people of saying, okay, hey, and we're in this great age right now where people, kind of are digging it a little bit more than they used to. So I'm excited that I am a seasoned witch at this point, who obviously still buys books because I love them and I love the information. But I think that it's great to be able to show somebody, what works. And, there are people around me who are Catholic, who are like, go to church every Sunday, like Catholics, who are amazing people and so sweet. And I've had them even ask me if I could do some type of cleanse for them, or because it goes right in line with what they're doing. They know I work with frankincense. You know, so what you're swinging around the church is one of the things that I burn in my home as sacred space. So I try to guide and not do. What's another phrase I can say? If you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. That's how I feel about it. Now, if someone's in very dire need, if it is a house cleansing, I just had an incident, and it wasn't really an incident. I'll help people do cleansings. I'll come in and I will guide them through, and I will do the motions with them to add my energy to what they're doing as a boost, as a lift, as a plus one, more minds working towards the same goal. I'll do that. I'll work with people, but I'm not going to do the work for you. So spell kits, essentially that's what it is. I'll put together candles. I'll put together a couple bags of herbs, and I'll say, okay, pick what resonates. Sit with it for a minute. Make sure you want to do that working, because if you're not a witch and you just go, oh, I want to do a love spell, I don't know how that's going to work out for you. But I'm not going to come in and try and break up your, ex-husband and his new girlfriend, because why? Then to me, it's usually something that you have to work out in yourself. So then offering a tarot reading, or offering something else, a confidence booster, even some shadow work. So I think there's ways of doing things that are more suitable for how I work in my life and where I want to get involved. So that's my opinion on doing workings for others. If I'm not mistaken, I hope this is okay, but I think next week is wildcrafting, and that's my jam. So I was thinking about doing a live and maybe putting together either a broom or some type of wreath. And if anybody's watching this and you're interested in doing it and you want to craft along with me on a live, and we'll sit and we'll go through all the witchiness of, witchy crafting in our backyards, then, leave a comment down below. Let me know what times are good for you. Let me know when I can hop on, and we'll sit and we'll wildcraft together. All right, you guys, blessed be. I hope you all are really doing wonderful. Okay, see you next week.